This is the English version of my Spanish video of how I overcame anxiety, because some of you actually asked me to translate it, so I'm here. I'm trying to do it. It's going to be a little bit tricky because obviously my first language is not English, but I really think a lot of people will relate, and I'm here to try to explain. First of all, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I'm just a normal person that had anxiety for years, and I just want to tell my story, my experience, how I actually overcame this disorder, and what I did, what helped me, what actually did not help me at all. We need anxiety to survive. It's something that is natural. It's something that our ancestors used to escape from dangerous situations, and we still have it. It's for example, if I'm walking in the street and there's a dog chasing me behind me, my reaction will be to run, to try to escape from that situation, because it's a dangerous situation that I'm in. So it's normal, it's good. But the problem is, and it becomes a disorder, when that same feeling of anxious, nervous, fear, absolutely panic mode, and you have it, that emotions, but there's no dog, there's no cause, an apparent cause that is making me escape from a dangerous situation. So there is not a dangerous situation, and that's when it becomes a disorder, when you are in that constant panic mode. And then the panic attack starts, and then all these fears and this, I call it my black cloud around me, that it doesn't let you think straight, and everything that you think is just horrible and dark thoughts that it just comes to you. You think that you are dying, you think that you are gonna faint, and you get all dizzy. I used to feel this strange thing that it was like I was looking myself from above, and I could see me talking, but it wasn't me who was talking. It was just very weird. It's called despersonalization syndrome or disorder, and it's part of being anxious and being in this panic mode all the time. So I can't really tell you when exactly I started to feel anxious in the disorder way. I remember exactly when I had my first panic attack, that I actually ended up in the emergency department. I really thought I was dying of a heart attack, but the doctor just told me, "You're having a panic attack. Welcome to the club." I think it's been a number of years accumulating different things. First of all, obviously, I'm a Mexican living in Australia, so leaving my family, leaving my culture, leaving my people, my friends, my life, it was very hard for me. So I think that really added to my anxiety. And also, I'm that kind of person that keeps everything in. My feelings, everything, I just bottle up everything. So that obviously accumulated and aggravated my symptoms. So I suggest that we learn to talk about our feelings and express ourselves, and teach our kids to express themselves. It's very, very important. It's very healthy, and it doesn't let you accumulate feelings and frustration inside. So I think all these things and a bunch of other things that happened made my anxiety. First thing that I'm recommending you, please seek medical advice. Go and see a doctor, go and see your GP, get a referral, go and see a psychologist. We have this idea that if we see a psychologist, it's because we're crazy. It's because, oh no, my goodness, oh no, don't say that, oh I don't, just stop it. When we don't feel well physically, we go to the GP, we go and straight away we try to fix what is going on with us. Why don't we do it when we mentally are not well? That's what the psychologists and the psychiatrists are there for, to fix us. So this is my first and my number one after many years, I actually finally went to the psychologist, and he recommended a few techniques. We started with the breathing one. I read about it because before I went to the doctor, I researched about anxiety and all the symptoms and all the things and this and that. And actually, I advise you not to research too much, because you end up getting all the symptoms that you're reading. Like, I read somewhere that coffee was the worst thing you could do, that it was horrible, that it could actually bring anxiety. I'm used to coffee. I have a cup of coffee every day and I love the taste. My body's used to it, so it's not a new substance. Yes, caffeine contains stimulants and it will stimulate you, but I had it every day for a long time and it never did anything to me. The day that I read it, that it was bad, that day, the next day that I went and bought my coffee and I just had the first sip, immediately I had a panic attack. Just because I already put it in my mind that coffee was lethal, it was toxic, it was the worst thing I could ever have. And I believed it, because your brain is amazing. It can completely, it's like a lift. It can take you up and be happy, or can completely sink you down in the darkness places. So yes, research, yes, inform yourself, do it maybe with a professional will be better. Try to find more techniques and breathing exercises, and that, yes, do it. But don't go and just read about anxiety, what can cause, what not, because it's just gonna create more anxiety to your anxiety. I got to the point that I couldn't even smell coffee. Like, even smelling coffee will immediately bring me this anxiety and this feeling of, oh my god, something is really bad with me. And actually stopped going to places to avoid smelling the coffee or feeling sick. And that's another thing that, please, I recommend you not to avoid things just because you think you're gonna get an anxiety. I mean, I don't mean go and throw yourself from a plane and because that you have fear of heights. Don't avoid things that you think may bring an anxiety attack, because the only thing you're gonna do is actually isolate yourself, and you will end up in your house being scared of everything. And I actually did that. I couldn't even leave my house because I was in constant panic. It was like a long panic attack through the whole day. So the first thing is, go and see a doctor and work with your doctor. Practice the techniques that he gives you. It will feel a bit uncomfortable at the beginning, but you will get used to it. You will have to practice. Some of the techniques that he gave me was the breathing technique, and because usually people with anxiety, they breathe, it's called superficial breathing, which you breathe from here up, and all the oxygen, it just goes here. You don't let your breathing go all the way down and onto your legs and arms and all your organs. And what's gonna happen is that you are gonna hyperventilate yourself. So, and then you feel dizzy, you feel nauseous, numbed, because all the oxygen is just in your head. You are not getting all the oxygen anywhere else. So the first thing is to break that bad habit of breathing the wrong way. Start practicing this breathing technique, which is you inhale air for 2 seconds through your nose, quite deep, and you hold that breath 4 seconds, and then very slowly you exhale all the air out through your mouth for 6 seconds. For me, 4 seconds holding breath in was impossible. I couldn't do it. I could not hold the breath in. I was choking, like I couldn't do it because I was just breathing so superficially for so many years that it was just my new way of breathing, and it was like my shoulders were up, I was tense, and I didn't know how to breathe anymore. I remember thinking, can't breathe, like I don't know how to breathe. I cannot get a deep breath because I can't. So I had to start from the beginning, learning to actually breathe, like basically just starting again. So try just to breathe now. When you get the air in, just try to expand your belly, and when it actually exhale, it needs to go back in. Anyway, so yes, so I had that breathing technique. It's called 2-4-6, I think, a number of exercises, but you really need to try them all and find the one that suits you. I got one that really didn't do much for me, but I know a lot of people that actually helps them. It's the one that you use your senses to get out of that anxiety, to kind of distract yourself from that moment of panicking that you think that's it. I think it starts with the sight. So you have to name 10 things that you can see. So you start like distracting yourself and trying to find things, and then 5 things that you can smell. So I don't know, the coffee and the perfume, whatever. 2 things that you can taste, and then 1 thing that you can touch, or something like that. The thing is, I tried that one. That really didn't help me that much. It actually made me very anxious just to think of something when I was trying just to concentrate in my attack. So excuse me for trying to do something else. Another one was to listen to this voice. It's like a narrator that is telling you that you are in a cabin in the forest and you're feeling so calm, and you need to lie down the first time that you do it, or sitting down in a very relaxing place. You cannot do it the first time driving the car because you actually physically will feel very relaxed, so you may have an accident. So try not to do it for the first time there. But I try that exercise to you listen to this person that is talking to you, is telling you that to relax, to restart with your hands, to relax your hands, to feel how everything is starting to feel very numb, your feet, your neck, and then you start feeling exactly where the tension was, because I was just keeping all the tension in my shoulders. So I learned to actually, hey, wait a minute, if I'm starting to feel like this, it's because I'm getting a bit anxious. So if I start relaxing, the tension goes, my brain stops transmitting those signs to my body, those neurotransmitters stop giving that alert to the body, because you're in tension. Your body is like tense. To relax, and then once you are all relaxed, all your body, all your hands, everything is relaxed, your jaw as well, you need to relax your face. This voice starts saying everything is gonna be fine. Try to feel this calm and relax, and everything will pass, everything will be fine. And try to copy this feeling of peace when you are getting into a stressful situation. So that's what this video is a little bit about. Try to bring that calm moment and copy it into a situation that you're feeling stressed. And yes, you need to practice a lot. Yes, you need to get used to that voice and that feeling of relaxing, of letting all the tension go. And that did help me a lot, and I could do it quite a lot without even thinking. I could just imagine again the voice, and eventually that voice of that person, it was actually my voice telling me everything's gonna be fine, Renee, just everything is gonna be fine, calm down, this will pass. Because I'm gonna tell you, I didn't have one panic attack, I didn't have 100 panic attacks. I think I've had thousands of panic attacks, and not even once I fainted. Not once did I have the heart attack that I was going to have, and not once did I die. So that gave me confidence and courage to think, okay, I'm actually fine. Nothing is going to happen. So I need to think as well. I need to believe myself that everything is going to be fine. We need to find the balance with our mental, our physical, and our spiritual beings. We need to look after ourselves. Physically, we need to drink more water. I was one of those people that will drink water on my coffee, on soft drink. Water was in the shower when I opened my mouth. I didn't drink water. I didn't think it was necessary, and I was fine, and obviously I wasn't. So I started drinking water. Water became my best friend. At least 2 liters of water, and now I enjoy it, and I can see how it actually helps me. It does eliminate toxins. It makes me my skin. It doesn't look as bad, and it helps me in general. And also more veggies, more fruit. Try to avoid junk food, because sometimes we do that. We just, instead of having a nutritious meal, we just end up with the quick and the fasting, and we damage little by little our body. And anxiety is your body telling you something is not well, something is going on, and you need to fix it now. And it's important to look after ourselves. So physically, we also need, especially women need supplements like zinc, magnesium, vitamin B, and omega. So having extra vitamins, it's quite important. Another thing that really helped me, and they are not paying me, I don't get anything for saying this brand, but I really have to be honest, and this really helped me, is these supplements. They are algae, they're full of enzymes and probiotics. They are just good for everything: digestive system, the nervous system, improves memory, concentration, and I forgot what I was telling you. I don't know. And no, seriously, it's really good. It's even good for detox, and that's absolutely great. We need to find that gift, that talent that you have. Everybody has something that you're really good at. I don't know, some people are painting, or there was reading and writing, hiking. I don't know, you have something that you enjoy and it gives you pleasure. Try to give yourself some time to do it. Forget about the busyness of the life, and I'll do it later, I have too many things to do, I have to do this and this and this and that. It's overwhelming. So we have to take time out and have that me time. That is super important. We need to find that me time. It's very important. It's really important to give yourself 10-20 minutes a day to just do that it just makes you feel good. And spiritually, we need to look after ourselves. If you feel something is not right deep in your soul, do something. For me, that was very important, to reconnect again with God, with my faith, to really take it seriously, and give myself time for prayer and for meditation and contemplation. I have to have that time every day to find that peace, that inner peace, that letting it go, and let's stop controlling things, because that was another thing that I was trying to do. Every time that something will be out of my control, I will freak out. I will start panicking, and there's a lot of situations that you cannot control. You can control how you react. Yes, you can do that, but you cannot control how other people will react. You cannot control sometimes the situations you are in. So I had to trust more in God. I had to trust more that things would get better. I needed to do something, yes, but I needed to trust. I needed to leave the control to who can control it, and I wasn't it. I got to the point that I was broken. I was completely broken. I was desperate. I couldn't. It was painful, like the fears, and I didn't even know what my fear was. I couldn't name the fear. I was just in this constant panic and in this constant uncertainty and feeling so vulnerable, and it just, I needed to be in a neutral mode. I couldn't be too happy or too sad because that will bring anxiety. That will make me feel completely overwhelmed. I couldn't deal with any situation. So for me, it was easier to be in a zombie mode, like I don't feel anything, like a robot, like a complete numb. I would prefer not to feel any emotion for me to be safe. Why? Because my brain was taking every single emotion or feeling or situations that I was in as and completely translated as a trigger for my anxiety. It was like anything that came to me, any happiness, any sadness, anything was going to bring me back to that panic attack and that panic mode and that fear and that constant uncertainty that I just, if I can explain myself, it will be, I felt like I was at the top of this huge mountain, and I was just at the edge, like my feet would just like I was just about to fall. I just needed the minimum stimulus outside, like a stone falling, and that would be enough for me to fall in this emptiness, in this darkness, in this hope, and this completely, it was like I was in a black tunnel, complete dark tunnel, and I could not see a tiny little bit of light in the other side. There was no light, and I felt I was stuck in there. I got to the point that I just wanted to give up. I just wanted to just I could not see myself past this stage. I thought this was it. From now on, this is my life. I'll just live with that anxiety, and when they come to me, I just have to paralyze. And also it became an obsession. The only thing I could think about was that anxiety, and the next a panic attack. I actually had a panic attack because I didn't have a panic attack. It was just this extreme, that fear, that extreme worried, and I said that's it. I stopped this now. I'm not having it anymore. I can't live my life like this. I cannot go wherever I go with this black cloud around me, because this black cloud now is affecting my kids. It's affecting my life, not only my life, but my husband's life and my people around me, and I can't do this anymore. So I had to confront my fears, and that was another thing that really helped me a lot. I had to confront it, and it was very uncomfortable. I remember that I was avoiding any social situation, like I was just in my house, and I said, no, that's it. I used to enjoy going out and have a coffee, and I'm putting a very simple example, and I know it may sound a bit ordinary, but I'm just gonna go with tiny little things so you can understand a little bit what I'm trying to express. I said one day, that's it. I have to go back to that person that I used to be. I have got to smile. I'm just this numb person that just walks. It's not, I'm not living my life. I'm just passing day by day, and that is not good, and I don't like it anymore. So I decided to switch it, to switch and to swap the bad behaviors with good behaviors. So I started with things that I was afraid of. I was very confronted. I stopped going to coffee places, and one day I said, enough, I'm gonna go to one, and I'm actually gonna enjoy it. Obviously it didn't happen the first time. I had to practice a number amount of times, and I, it's like the kid that is very scared of the monster is in the closet. And it doesn't matter how many times mom and dad and the siblings tell the little kid that there is not a monster in the closet. But until he doesn't confront that monster, until he doesn't open the door of the closet and see that there is, in fact, no monster in the closet, he won't believe it. He will not overcome this situation. He will be always scared of that monster that is in the closet. So I had to do that. I had to confront this monster, and I start switching things. I start changing bad behaviors that I had to. I finally accept that I had anxiety, because that was another thing. I went in denial. I just didn't want to admit that I had it. I didn't even want to talk about it. The simple fact of saying anxiety will seriously make me sweat, make me feel so uncomfortable, and I will have palpitations, and I will have these massive headaches, and I could not even concentrate. I started going to places that I had a panic attack, and tried to replace that bad memory that I had with a good memory. So one time, because I remember one time I had one in a shopping center, and from that day on, seriously, shopping centers were banned. I could not see, I could not even go outside, because I would be like in extreme panic. And one day I said, that's it, I'm gonna go to this shopping center and I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna force myself to have a good time. And I did it, and I actually had a good time. And that kind of changed that, that terrible memory that I had of that place with a good memory that I had. So I had to do with little things. I started with little things like the coffee, trying to go and have a good time with the coffee. It took me a while, but finally I actually, one day I remember going there from the beginning. Not even the thought of going there, I enjoyed till I had my cold coffee, and I finished the coffee, and then I realized actually I did have a good time, and I pat myself in the back. And that is very important. You have to prize yourself, to almost award yourself for doing, first of all, for putting yourself into that situation again, because it takes a lot of courage, and second of all, to create a new and good memory so you can replace the bad one with the new good one. It helped me a lot in some situations. In other ones, it was tricky, because, for example, I get dizzy in a car. I have car sickness, and you can't really replace that car sickness with a good feeling, because me feeling nauseous and dizzy will provoke a new panic attack. So I was trying to avoid being in the car. I was trying to avoid going to places, because it would just make me very anxious. But how can you really put a good memory into like feeling dizzy? You can't. So I had to talk to myself and say, okay, I'm going to try to separate, the feeling unwell with the anxiety, because I am going to feel unwell. I'm gonna get sick one day. And I cannot be scared of feeling unwell or feeling bad, because it's gonna provoke and I'm gonna start anxiety. I had to stop feeding my fears. I literally was feeding them. Like, the more I believed them, the more I gave them power. They were becoming stronger than me, and I was becoming this tiny little thing that couldn't control. So I gave complete control of my life to these fears, to these I was powerless, and I needed to take the control back, and I needed to say enough is enough, and I'm gonna confront these fears. I'm gonna show myself that they are not bigger than me. That gave me a lot of strength. It gave me the courage. It gave me the power to believe in myself, that I could do this. Every time that I achieved a new goal, it gave me more power. It gave me more strength. It took me again higher. Like, it made me bigger than my fears. My fears started to become tiny, and I was getting this strength and this confidence that I could do it. I kept practicing. I kept practicing my breathing, and for the first time, I actually used anxiety in my favor. I learned about myself. I saw things that I probably didn't want to see, but I needed to see to fix them. I saw a lot of mess that I needed to clear. I needed to stop doing things that weren't really good for me, and I started doing things that make me a better person. And I really recommend you try to find yourself useful. Try to find yourself that I don't know, it could be a service, it could be a voluntary work, something that nourish your soul, something that actually makes you feel like you're important, your work is important, you're giving something to somebody, and you are making that person feel good, and that really helps, and really make the changes. This is a great time to change. This is a great time to come out of that black tunnel, to finally see that light and become that better version of yourself. And you can do it, and I promise you, if you keep practicing, and I promise you, if you keep practicing your breathing exercise, if you keep believing in yourself, if you change those bad habits with good habits, and yes, it takes practice, yes, it takes a lot of patience, yes, it's a lot of persistence, but you can get there. I know you can get there, and I promise you, you are not the only one that is going through this. I used to think that I was getting, like, I was just insane, that I was crazy, that I was going to, I don't know, like I was going to be judged. But there is so many people outside that they're actually going through this, and the more we speak about it, the more we express ourselves, the more we can get help, and the more we can actually share that weight with somebody. I remember the first time that I actually said with words, I have anxiety, I suffer from anxiety. A lot of people came and just said, I've been having anxiety for years. Do this and that and that. You just feel like you share with somebody this pain, and they feel that empathy, and you can help each other, because sometimes people don't even know what it is. Sometimes people don't even know they have it, and you can actually give them a hand. You can actually help them, and that's another reason why I decided to record these videos, to put my experience and to try to give you some hope and some trust that you are going to get through this, and that another thing is, don't think that you are weak. Don't you ever think that you are a weak person because you have anxiety. I guarantee you actually have been dealing with a lot by yourself, and you have to get into this point to kind of, it's like a break point, and to you have this opportunity now to analyze your life and to see what really makes you happy and what doesn't, and just get rid of the things that are not gonna make you a better person, and change those bad habits, and trust God that this is going to happen. I can evaluate the situation now. I can put limits to myself. I can say, no, I won't do that. That's too much. Because sometimes we have this fear of saying no. Like, I don't know, at work, at home, whatever. You kind of pile up all these things that you have to do, and we need to learn to say, you know what? Yes, I can help you with this. Yes, I can do this. But no, I cannot do that, and I cannot, and that's okay, because you have to put limits to what you are able to do, and for you to help yourself and others, you need to be well, first of all, and that also, I wouldn't know all this if I haven't had the anxiety, if I wouldn't pass through all these years of learning who I am. And I can now tell you that I enjoy my life. I can really feel that I'm living my life again. I'm not just passing the day. I'm just actually enjoying the little things, the big things, and I try to concentrate on the good things, because yes, we're gonna get bad things in life, and if we just put all our attention in the bad things, the good things just disappear. So I prefer to put all my attention in the good things, so the bad things kind of disappear in the background, and that also helped me to deal with things, to engage with my family, to really be there, because I was just, this zombie that was just sitting on a chair, but it wasn't even connecting with my family or my work colleagues. So now I try to see the good in everything, and it actually helps me. And I encourage you to, when you feel these emotions, that negative emotions, to try to concentrate and do something else. I don't know, observe nature, go for a walk, laugh. It just, seriously, it just brings you something, like sing. I play more board games with the kids. Obviously my therapy is my work. I love my work and my kids, and I just try to squeeze all life and enjoy it and to the maximum, because at the end of the day we just have one life, and I prefer to say, you know what, I'm living my life and I enjoy my life, than I'm just concentrating in the next panic attack. I had enough of that, and I don't want to get back to that. And I can tell you that I haven't had a panic attack in a long time. And that, I hope it gives you hope, and you can try it as well, and talk about it. And please don't let it pile up, don't let it accumulate. Go straight to the doctor, start your therapy, be more healthy, exercise, spiritually try to keep yourself in contact with your faith, and I hope this video really helps you, and thank you for listening, and see you. Bye.